Okay, so this is my second recording for you. We're going to cover the articles down there, these, that, and those. We're also going to talk about some and any, and that's it. Not complicated, very easy. Some of them might be familiar for you. There are also. So let's see. Sorry. We're going to start with a and an, right? These are both articles. They tend to be a bit troublesome for people because it's hard to know when to use them, right? We're going to use a when the next word or the word that follows starts with a consonant, right? So a lamp, the letter L is a consonant. A door, D. A house, H. A bag, B. And a tomato, T. Right? All consonants. So as long as you have a consonant, you can use a. Now, if the next word or the word that follows starts with a vowel, then you're going to use an. So an apple, an elephant, an ice cream, an orange, an umbrella. That's it. That's all there is with a and an. An orange, some oranges, a glass, a piece of bread, an apple, pineapple. Good. In the case of these and those, we're going to start with this. These and these. If I get very close to something, I'm very close to that apple, I'm going to use this, right? So this apple that it's exactly next to me, right? And these cherries, because it's a plural, there are many, right? There are more than one. So if it's a singular, this. If it's a plural, these. Focus on the pronunciation. We're going to prolong the sound E if we're referring to these ones. So I have this pencil in my hand, this pencil, and I have these notebooks. This pencil and these notebooks, right? So you get the difference? It's important to notice and to produce this difference because it helps the sentence to make sense, right? Good. Now, if in the case that I'm very far away from the thing that I'm talking about, I'm going to use or employ that and those. So I'm going to refer to that apple, that far away apple, and in the case of plurals, I'm going to use those cherries over there, those big cherries. So that apple, those cherries. If it's a singular, or that. If it's a plural, those, right? That's it. In the case of there is, there are, we're going to use there is for singular. There is one pencil, and there are for plurals. There are 2 notebooks. These are my daughter's notebooks. That's why they're so mini pink and well. These notebooks, right? There are notebooks. There is a pencil. Now for questions, we're going to invert the order. So instead of saying there is a pencil, is there a pencil in my hand? Is there a pencil in my hand? Yes, there is. There is a pencil in my hand. Are there notebooks in my hand? Yes, there are. There are notebooks in my hand. So we only invert the order. That's what says over here, right there. So there is there? There are there? How many is no part of the test, so it's good for you to know, but we're not going to include it in the test. Remember that you can use contractions with there is, so you can say there's a pencil. There's a pencil over here. There's one pencil. There's not a notebook. There's not a notebook, or there's not a bed. You can abbreviate, right? You cannot contract there are, though. You cannot say there. That sounds weird. So there are. Only there are. No contractions with there are. There are contractions with there is. There are contractions with there is. Good. Wow. Nice. I hope that makes things clearer. Good. We're going to move on. That's it with there is and there are. And I'm going to talk about some now. We checked some in class as well. We talked about some to be used in sentences, that's in Spanish, with countable and uncountable nouns, as long as you don't really know the exact amount. So I need some shoes. Now, if I need 3 shoes, I'm not going to say I need some shoes. I need 3 shoes. Si tengo la cantidad exacta, bueno, digo la cantidad exacta, no digo algunos, right? So some, algunos. I need some shoes. I need some water. También se utiliza mucho con los incontables. I need some water, I drank some milk, I drank some water, I had some sugar, I had some salt. Y para las preguntas, do you want some extra salt in your dish? Do you need extra sugar? Do you have some money? Do you have some money to borrow? Do you have some money to lend me? Yeah. In the case of any, you are allowed to use any for negative sentences and for questions as well, right? So here we have a negative sentence. I don't have any shoes. I don't have any shoes. No shoes. I don't have any shoes. I don't need any water. So you can use it either with countable nouns and uncountable nouns, right? Contables e incontables, mientras sea negativa la oración, estamos ok. Ahora, si voy a decir el número, no es necesario decir any. Right? So I don't have a pair of shoes. I don't have one pair of shoes. Pero es porque estoy siendo muy específica. Si voy a ser específica, no necesito usar ni any ni some, right? Si es algo general, then any and some are very useful. I don't need any water, thank you. And questions. Do you have any pets? Or do you have some pets? Do you have any money? Do you have some money? Ambas están correctas y ambas significan prácticamente lo. Do you have any money? Do you have some money? Do you have any pets? Do you have some pets? Good. Now, in the case of any and countable nouns, I'm being specific, but I'm expressing in the question whether you actually have at least one. Si es que tienes a lo mejor alguno, quizá por último uno, right? That's the sense of the question. Ese es el sentido de la pregunta. ¿Tienes al menos un pet? ¿Alguna mascota? ¿Una mascota? If I say some pets, si digo some pets, estoy dando por hecho que tienes unos. ¿Tendrás algunos? ¿Varios? It's slight different, but pueden usarlo indistintamente, some and any for questions. It's okay, right? So, do you have some pets? Do you have any pets? Both correct. So here I have some examples that you can use to practice. So for positive sentences, we can use some for countable and uncountable as long as they're not specific, mientras no sean específicos, right? So there's some milk. There are some oranges and some onions. We have got some sugar, and she has some cheese. Yeah. En el caso de oranges and onions, si tuviésemos 3 o 4, no es necesario utilizar some. Solo voy a decir el número, right? There are 3 oranges. There are 4 onions. I cannot say there are some 4 onions. No, that's not. It doesn't make sense, right? In the case of any, we use it with negative sentences, negatives, and for questions, right? So there aren't any apples. There isn't any bread. She hasn't got any water. And I haven't got any flour, right? So all negatives. Again, if I'm going to specify the number, then I don't need to use any, right? Si voy a especificar el número, no necesito utilizar any. ¿Para qué? Sí, ya voy a sé exactamente lo que necesito. And for questions, same thing. Are there any carrots? Are there any carrots left? Is there any bread left? Have you got any sweets? Have you got any ice? So that's it. That's all, I think. Is it? Yes, it is. So the articles a and an, then we use them depending on the next word or the word that follows. These and these for things that are very close to me, and these for singular, these for plural. That and those for things that are very far away from me, that for singular, those for plural. There is for singulars, there is one pencil, there are for plurals, two, more than one, right? There are notebooks. And with the questions, we invert the order. Is there a pencil? Yes, there is a pencil. Are there any notebooks? Yes, there are notebooks. And then we have some and any. We use some with affirmative sentences, countables and uncountables. Todos se pueden usar para contables e incontables mientras no especifique, en el caso de los contables, el número. O sea, si estamos hablando de manzanas, mientras no diga cuántas manzanas necesito, puedo utilizar some and any indistinctively. So I can say, sorry, in the case of any, recordar que solamente para negativos y para preguntas. En el caso de some, para positivas y preguntas. Right? And that's it. That's the summary. That's my summary with love from me to you. Hope it works for you. And that's it. See you next class. Thank you so much. Bye bye.